Welcome back to Point Blank. Today we are talking about the economy and how it is affecting our youths.
Yes, and we have with us today Dwayne, the $27,000 man, and Adrian and Ken, and also Jeff.
That's right.
Yep. Now we know what that finding a job these days is probably not the easiest thing to do, but there's sort of a way out if you want to be your own employer. Employer, yes.
Yep. So let's take a look at our next video. All right.
To me, we started a business in a very small scale. The only way that we grew at this level here is because every day I ask this very simple question: how else can I add value to my people and my business, and for the mere existence of myself living another day? And that has always inspired me come back with new ideas, new strategies, and running this company abided by values. And I would like to suggest to all new budding entrepreneurs, don't jump into doing a business just because you have an interesting idea. To me, an idea will not last. Let's face the fact. It could be any kind of many ideas that people started with the bubble tea drink, but it go bust. Then sometime later they started with some Papa Roti John and something like that, and it also go bust. Now started a donut factory and donut concept. I'm not so sure how long it will last because they are just ideas. What I'm trying to say here is this: if you want to do a business to last 100 years and beyond, it should be crafted in correct values. What do you stand for? It is not about quick profit, but doing the right thing, and that will last for a long period of time.
So yes, Ken, Adrian, what do you think of what we just heard? Do you think that we shouldn't just jump into something just because we have like a brilliant idea, a stroke of genius?
What are the key ingredients to a successful and sustainable business?
All right, man. I think like I said before, I totally agree with him. We should not just jump into it. However, there's also a very clear and a big difference between an idea and an opportunity. The person can have the best idea, but it doesn't count for anything if the business is not built on solid foundations. Now, I've used this word foundations quite a number of times, because certain ideas, an innovative idea need not necessarily be an idea that is a profitable one. So my advice is always that, especially in times like this, it's actually a good time. However, because there are quite a number of people out there who are in the midst of looking for young talents to actually help them grow their business, right? And quite a number of these successful, established entrepreneurs are looking for such young talents. So my first advice to any young entrepreneur out there would be for them to first find a good mentor. You see, a good mentor is not just someone who wants you to work for him for free. That's not a mentor. But it's someone who's willing to guide you, to give you the necessary experiences, to take you through the steps. That's how I started, and that's how I managed to grow the business. Yeah, I have very good mentors. I have 5 actually. Yeah, they come from different industries. One is from banking, and they are from various industries. So, being quite fortunate on that. Yeah.
Right. Adrian, why don't you share with us your experience?
In fact, I would definitely agree with what Ken said in terms of don't jump into it, because I think we've pretty much gone through the same thing as entrepreneurs. It's not easy just starting a business, and that's what the videos they talk about value. I mean, when you start a business, you have a good idea. You say, "Oh, I'm very passionate about it at this moment," but it's very much more realistic when you really start the business. You talk about, "Oh, okay, what's going to happen this month if I can't pay my rent? What's going to happen next month if I can't close the sales? If there's no revenue, then it's my passion and idea going to carry on." So in terms of finding a mentor, this will set things right, at least as a path to follow. Yeah, I mean, same case for me. I had 2 business mentors when I started with.
When did you first start out?
I think it was in 2005. Yeah, correct. It's about 3 years till now. So back then, I think we just came out of recession, somewhere around there. Yeah, so people were saying, okay, it's not good to start. Then I say, okay, why don't we try? And then I'll look for somebody who's been in business to tell me that, how can I move forward from here? Since if somebody had been in business, they probably might have a better idea telling me how to go about it. Yeah. So in the very same scenario, I had my business mentor. So like things such as business structure, how should it be? If you just came out from school, you probably didn't really know much about it. Yeah. So I find business mentor is really the first step to go with. And then from there, you learn things about how to grow your business development. Yeah. In terms of that,
in terms of business, so you've commented on how you grow your business, but what about how does the recession? How do you think the recession will impact modern management of businesses?
Right. I think we probably, in terms of maybe my area, what I've seen is management have become a bit more flexible. Yeah, in terms of, okay, let's say maybe in my line is marketing. I mean, we're in the line of digital marketing. So a lot of times, a lot of clients in Singapore especially, or in the APAC region, they're not so receptive to digital marketing, online marketing. But through this recession, I've seen a change that people are exploring. Is online a more cost-effective way of marketing? When you see TVCs on ATLs, above the line advertising-wise, is a common norm that people are customized to. But within the last 3 months, all these things are happening. I realize that we have more people inquiring, customers who don't believe in internet marketing call us and find out, hey, can you tell me more about internet marketing? So I find that's the surprising part. People are becoming a bit more flexible. They are more receptive to different ideas. And I think this is a necessary thing for them because you probably have a smaller budget, yet your boss will probably tell you achieve the same result. Yeah, so I think that I've seen a change in terms of management coming to us. Yeah, which is why I mentioned earlier that probably in our case, we find that, hey, this is an opportunity, even in a recession, whereby in the past it's very hard to sell to anyone, hey, go online and go internet marketing and do internet advertising. The idea is very hard to sell across, but it has slightly changed now. Yeah.
Well, something interesting I want to share is that I'm currently still in SMU, my last year. So I do come across quite a lot of my friends who are just about to graduate. A lot of us actually value the management, the culture, actually more than the amount of money that we're going to make. Because we take the first few years of coming out, and most of them, my friends, they share with me this, that it doesn't matter whether they get a bit of lesser pay, but it's more of whether they are doing something they enjoy and whether their immediate superior is somebody who can take care of them, and who's able to take good care of them. Recently, one of the initiatives we did was to actually spend about 50,000 to renovate my office. That's a small sum of money compared to what you spend, I guess. But we did our office and we actually introduced this idea of co-working, where young entrepreneurs come together. They have a flexible environment. They have a whiteboard. They have a whole new social medium to actually come together and work together. So even the way our offices are being designed is actually very different these days. Yeah. So the overall change in your question about modern management, I think, is something that we are experiencing.
So what is actually the mood like in SMU, considering that it's a business school and I think a lot of people go out to be bankers and
I'm not a typical, I have to qualify, I'm not a typical student because tomorrow is my exam.
I just want to get a sense of what the mood is like in the school.
Right.
Are people worried that they're not going to be able to find a job? Because it used to be like we always read in the newspapers, right? SMU students 100%.
Yes, people are worried, and it's very evident because a lot of people who initially plan to go to do finance, especially the year 3 and year 4, so are going to graduate soon, they're actually considering to switch to consultancy. And actually similar kind of areas. Or even some of them are interested they have been coming to me asking me about like how to actually start a business. So we actually have a new boot camp coming up just for this group of people to actually equip them with the skills. And for us, we angle it such that we get young entrepreneurs like Adrian and a few of our friends to actually conduct this training. Because sometimes how money is made these days is very different from how money was made 10 years ago, 20 years ago. The new industries, the new opportunities that are presented is actually totally different. Yeah, so that's actually the mood right now. And I think for the year 2s and year 3s, a lot of them are also considering what majors they want to take. And they are also giving second thought to some of the other general majors which nobody used to want to consider.
Yeah, and also in line with that, right? I mean, supposing previously I used to be from marketing or banking, for instance, and I majored in those courses.
Right.
I have a question. Can anyone at all, who majored in any course, be able to become an entrepreneur? Does anyone have what it takes to become a good entrepreneur, a successful one?
I think this is a view I've shared with my professors as well. I think a lot of times, even business courses, what we teach in school is the science of entrepreneurship. Right? The science of entrepreneurship in terms of management science, how you actually go about starting and running a business. But a lot of times what is lacking outside of this, what is lacking in schools these days is the art of entrepreneurship. Now, what is different between these two? We can draw a comparison. For instance, the art of entrepreneurship, I think Adrian may agree with me, would be in terms of how you actually go about starting out from zero, how to actually make money. Right? We are taught a lot of times in school how to manage money and how to grow money. But how do you actually make money from scratch? So your question of whether it is possible to come from any profession. Yes, we have examples of entrepreneurs in our community from any kind of industry and from any kind of, be it engineering, they can be a physiotherapist before and things like that. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, maybe we'll just go and take one comment now real quick. We have a viewer, his name is Sing Pia.
I totally disagree. Without ideas, there will be no industries or new innovations. We can't just be sitting there dreaming without putting ideas into action. So, yeah, what do you guys have to say to that?
Jeff,
I guess it takes...
you want to be an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Considering...
In the long term, yes.
Do you think you have what it takes?
I mean, I agree mostly of what those two guys are saying because, you know, they've been there and done that, I assume. But I agree with, I mean, something, yeah, so, I mean, what
very
a great
diplomatic.
Yes, in the sense that, you know, I believe ideas, a lot of people keep thinking, oh, I'm going to make sure that this works first, this works first, this works first. 10 years later, they're still thinking, oh, I'm going to make sure that this works first, this works first, this works first. So I think at the end of the day, you have to give yourself a kind of a time, a plan, a game plan or a timeline saying, all right, after a year, I'm pretty confident, I've had my mentors, I'm very sure. Maybe 10 or 20% I got to tweak here and there a little bit. Let's just do it. Stop procrastinating and just do it. Because when you do it, you learn a little bit along the job as well. OJT as we call it. But at the end of the day, like I said, without ideas, there's no industries. But I think the comment is a little bit off of what we're talking about because I think
he's gonna whack you.
Yeah, I know. With that nickname, I think I should go out with some bodyguards. I think at the end of the day, what we're trying to say is that with ideas, maybe with better game plan, a detailed game plan. But I do agree that we cannot just sit on our asses for like 5 years and say, I'm an entrepreneur. What's your business? I don't know. I'm still working on it. You know. So at the end of the day, we gotta get our asses off our seats and just do it. Be it the economy is a bull run or a bear market. So we just gotta get off our asses.
Can I just take this up very quickly? I think the point here is that yes, ideas are important, but a lot of us, when we first start, what we initially envision, for instance, my company to be and what Adrian envisioned his company to be, will change. Because only when you start and you experience your industry, you know where the niches, where the areas that is profitable, where the areas that customers want, and where the gaps to be filled in the industry is. So in a sense, if you wait until you have the ultimate idea, and then you start, chances are, by the time you start, your ultimate idea is not an ultimate idea anymore.
You'll probably be someone else.
Yeah, you'll probably be somebody else. So our suggestion is, I guess, not just the idea, but you put the idea to action. And then after that, as you go along, you can feel free to make it mobile and shape your idea as you go along.
Flexibility.
Flexibility,
right?
yeah, correct. Because things are changing so fast.
I have a question to that. What do you say to someone who's like, I mean, I'm in my late, I'm 28,
Right.
just turned 28. So, I mean, I've been in corporate line for like 4 years. I'm doing fairly well. Decent pay, of course, not as much as my man here. We're gonna be good friends after this. What I'm trying to say is that it's a fairly, you know, my hours are good. I love my job, everything like that. But I want to be an entrepreneur. But opportunity cost, you know, 10 years down the road, if I have 4 kids and a wife or 2, I wouldn't really want to give that up, you know, because by then you'll be probably making decent money. Well, of course, entrepreneurship. But then I have to give up all that for this. So my thinking is, I hope my company is not listening to this. I would have to start being an entrepreneur sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Because my opportunity costs get higher and higher along the way. But having said that, looking at the economy right now, I'm just glad that I have a job. So how do you convince someone like me? I mean, I'm all for it. I believe in what you guys are doing. I really do. But I just want to know, how can you convince someone like me to give up what I already have? This is like capital protected, in a sense, hoping, you know, look at the streets to move on to what I could have, even more.
Right.